So we all know that pretty privilege is a thing. I personally feel that you can be a beautiful baddie on a budget. However, sometimes you are going to have to get the wallet out and tap in order for you to remain high maintenance, well put together, maintain your pretty privilege. You are sometimes going to have to spend the money. I have got a list of things that I personally think are worth the investment. And before we begin, I want to also say thank you to every single woman that left a comment on Be a Beautiful Baddie on a Budget, because the tips were doing what they needed to do and they were on budget. Now it's time for the girls to get their money out, and some things just cost money. One of the things I do want to say though, before I share these tips, it's so important when it comes to spending money on maintaining your pretty privilege that you see the return on investment. I personally don't believe in just spending money for money's sake and you don't get the results. So these are personal tips where I've put my own money and where I see the results. Again, in the comments, do share your high maintenance to stay low maintenance. This is all about staying ready, because you must always be staying ready as a woman if you want to become that girl. Let me get straight into it. Number one, eyebrows. Getting a good beautician who can do microneedling, combination brows, ombre brows, etc., and spending money on that is very, very good. It will change the frame of your shape. And what you do is going to be dependent on where you are. This is why I say it's not just about spending money. You might just be a girly whereby all you need to do is spend money on the maintenance. So you're high maintenance because actually on a weekly, on a monthly basis, all you need to go and do is get those things laminated, get them shaped, get them mapped, etc. Or, unfortunately, like me, I had to invest in framing my shape and getting my brows done. This really paid off. I am going to say, do take your time with this investment. This is your face. You need to make sure that you are not skimping here. And spending more money doesn't mean that the beautician knows what they're doing, but take your time to really look at the results that they've given. It will absolutely be a good investment. This is one of the things that I wish I'd done sooner, and I like to go for a top up every 2 to 3 years, but a very good investment. Number two, again, staying with the face, teeth. I'm sorry, darlings, you are going to have to spend the cash here. If your teeth either need straightening or your teeth need whitening, definitely do the investment here. I do think teeth whitening strips on the budget side are good, but I tell you what's even better. What's even better, if you can once a year go and sit in that dental chair and get in practice dental whitening. That will make such a big difference. And also, if your teeth aren't aligned and your teeth aren't framed, your teeth change the whole shape of your mouth. They will change the whole shape of your mouth, and it's a good investment. So for me, high maintenance to stay low maintenance, to always stay ready. If you want to get that beauty game up, invest in your teeth. Now, the third one for me is hair. I am not the hair police. This is my list on how I stay high maintenance to stay low maintenance. But for me, I remember buying a synthetic wig. This is a bad confession, on Amazon for like £25, like madness, absolute madness. And the moment I transitioned to do two things, one, I don't actually use wigs anymore. I have sew-ins, but the moment I transitioned, and even my journey to getting good bundles was a journey, but I'm telling you, investing in good hair bundles makes such a big difference. Also, investing in a good hairdresser makes such a big difference. Once upon a time, I used to think, oh my gosh, like getting hair on a budget is chic, etc. No. I personally feel finding someone that knows their craft, that is passionate about hair, and the hair underneath also is really key. Hair maintenance, hair masks, hair treatments. My edges are all the way together. I sometimes will take a break from even having a sew-in, and I love when my natural hair is out, like slick back bun, etc., because I've actually got good hair. And this is down to spending money on, one, having actual salon treatments, and secondly, investing in a hairdresser that knows about hair, investing in a hairdresser that can actually lay a good sew-in. So for me, it's definitely worth the additional zeros in making sure that works, because there are hairdressers that can do amazing versatile versatile sew-ins where you can wear it in a ponytail, we can wear it half up, half down. It is just seamless. So for me personally, a really great investment. Number 4 for me, once you've done good skincare, I have to confess, I've never bought drugstore makeup. I've just never thought about why that would be good. I may have once upon a time bought a couple of blushes, but that would be the maximum. I personally think if you want your makeup to be especially 100, you want to be well put together, you want to be polished, good makeup, which unfortunately, in my opinion, comes from the high end of the market, is definitely worth it. And this takes time though. I have used Estee Lauder, I have used NARS, I have used Bobbi Brown. I'm now currently with House of Labs, Chef's Kiss. I personally feel the high-end market, investing in good foundation, good concealer, good blushes. I love NARS for blushes, etc. Actually, who did I recently buy? I bought a Rhode blusher recently. Really makes a big difference. I am going to caveat this though, because I'm going to contradict myself. Someone recently recommended me, is it Kiko, for lip gloss. Now, my usual lip combinations are NARS. I did try the Kiko combination, and I have to say that is my go-to every day. When I'm running a little errand, my Kiko lip liner and lip gloss is on. But for the most part, I stand on the fact that good makeup is high-end makeup. The formulas just sit a lot better, and especially if you're a black woman, the shade combinations, I personally think in drugstore makeup is dismal. This one is going to hurt the pockets. I'm going to say where this one comes from actually. Expensive clothes. If you notice in the Proverbs 31 wife, she's dressed in fine linen, and the Esther, she puts on her royal robe when she goes to meet the king. I don't think expensive clothes are required in all circumstances, but I think if you are becoming that girl, there is a small portion of your wardrobe that needs to have good quality, well-tailored pieces in your wardrobe. And this is really key. These pieces cannot be fashion pieces. They have to be timeless classic pieces. Pieces that you will wear for a very, very, very long time because they will stand the test of time. I have maybe 60% of my wardrobe, which I will call regular, and 40% of my wardrobe is made from high-end pieces, really good materials, really good cut, really good fabrics, silks, etc., linen, just really classic designs that are a bit more fun, a bit more edgy. Even in the medium range brands, you can also find some good pieces, but what you're looking there for is the material. Again, if you look at my shorts video, I have a blue linen dress. That linen dress, believe it or not, I think is about 4 years old, and it is still in pristine condition. Every time I wear it, I'm always complimented because of the style, because of the design, and because of the fabric. It is timeless, it is classic. Invest in some of those pieces. And with this, you are not in a rush. I just said that piece was 4 years old. You are not in a rush to build this collection. You build the collection over time. You might say in a quarter, I am going to buy 2 pieces. as your budget permits. You might be in a position whereby actually every month you can add to that. You cut this according to your pocket. My other tip in terms of staying high maintenance to stay low maintenance for me will have to be food. And the reason I say this, if you look in the book of Daniel and Daniel's diet and his food intake, if you want to be that girl, your food, it will tell on you. It will absolutely tell on you. Daniel's countenance changed. His countenance was far better than the children who were eating like the junk. And good food is expensive. I'm going to say this on the internet. I bought a mango and it was like £3. I think in the US, that's the equivalent. One mango was £3. In the US, that might be the equivalent of $5. To me, that is astronomical. I also recently bought, as in yesterday, cherries and it was £6. Good food, organic good food costs money, but I promise you it pays off. I definitely attribute one of the reasons why I'm able to maintain my weight is because I eat good food. This is so important. The last thing that I want to say, high maintenance to stay low maintenance. This is going to cost you, but it's actually not a monetary cost. It's time. One of the reasons personally I feel many women fail to become that girl is because of the lack of time they invest in themselves, the lack of time they put in themselves to actually be beautiful. Time is the first resource that you actually see in the Bible. In the beginning, what does God use to create the world? It's time. Day by day by day by day. You are not going to be that girl. You are not going to stay ready if you do not become very intentional about your own routine. One of the things I personally do in order to stay high maintenance, to stay low maintenance, is I invest my time in my beauty. Whether that needs to be that I have got my next hair appointment, my next 2 hair appointments, one for specifically for a treatment is already booked in. We're doing that tomorrow. Then my next actual hair appointment, I think, is 3 or 4 days later. They are locked in the diary. Then after that, the next appointment's always going to be locked in the diary. When I resume microneedling, actually I need to put that on the list. When I resume microneedling, the appointments are going to be in the diary. Things at home, time, you need to work out. It is going to cost you. You need to eat well. It is going to cost you your time to prepare meals, to actually be intentional with yourself. Even things like taking your makeup off, high maintenance to low maintenance, these things are going to cost you. So it's really important that you are able to say to yourself, in order for me to be that girl, I can't be stingy with myself. I need to lock in on myself and actually spend the time that it's going to take me to be me. Beauty needs to be a whole entire hobby, because anyone that tells you on this earth that pretty privilege isn't a thing, they want you to lose. Anyone that says you are doing too much, they want you to lose. Think about Sarah and Abraham. Abraham nearly got himself into a whole entire mess because due to Sarah's beauty, due to Sarah's favor, there was going to be a mess with Pharaoh. Abraham even warned Sarah when they get there, because of thy beauty, because of thy countenance, let's pretend that we're brothers and sisters. If you also think about Esther, beauty helps secure the crown. Beauty helps secure the crown. So there is no point saying that you are not going to stay high maintenance. There is no point in saying that actually I'm not going to lock in on this. You won't get the results that you desire. And if we think about Esther, I always go back to 12 concentrated months on oils, on essential oils, on everything else, on locking in. We've got to lock in. It's not a thing that's optional. You lock in if you want to stay in the palace. You lock in if you want to actually look like you belong in the palace. There isn't a if, buts or maybes, because I think sometimes it's so easy to make it optional. It's so easy to let yourself go. Part of being high maintenance, so you stay low maintenance, is your ability to never having to get ready because you are so locked in on the program. How many women can do an ester for the rest of their lives? Can you do an ester for the rest of your life? You do everything that you need to do so that you actually stay high maintenance and you maintain your pretty privilege. Again, do let me know in the comments. Oh, this is why I most probably need to start making notes. The other thing I'm going to add on the list is microneedling. It does cost a pretty penny. It costs a pretty penny, but it will make a big, big difference. I do not believe in buying £30 product here, £100 product there, £20 product there, £200, whatever your tax bracket is. I do not believe in 99% of skincare products. I just don't. However, high maintenance to stay low maintenance, if you want to get that skin all the way together outside of your diet, outside of fasting, outside of all of those things, get yourself a very good esthetician that actually cares about your skin and lock in on things like microneedling. The reason I recommend microneedling because it did a wonder on my face and I already had a relatively good starting point, but I promise you, when I do microneedling, I absolutely see the value of the spend. I see the result. My skin looks like sunshine, absolute sunshine. So if there are any other facial treatments that you would recommend, please do drop them in the comments because I do think the spend on actual treatments is far better than these pretend products that are on the market.